Hey everybody, welcome back to another Gardener's Journey Homestead. I'm Barbara. I live in Tennessee. I'm in Zone 7A. And so if you are in my zone, we are like zone besties, of course. But if you're not in my zone, I still want you here. So thank you so much. If you're new, thank you for stopping by my channel. If you're one of my faithful followers, I appreciate you over and over again. Today, I'm in the tunnel and I am starting my tomato seeds. Somebody drum roll. I'm so excited. So we are about 6.5 weeks from our last frost date. Our last frost date is April the 20th. So I'm right at that 6.5 week mark. Ideally, I wanted to start my tomatoes a week ago, but that didn't happen. So we are starting them today. And we're going to up pot a lot of our peppers. And I'll show you that when we get to it. So we got a lot of stuff to do in the tunnel before I got an hour of daylight. Let's see what we can all get done. First, let me go get some water so I can moisten the soil and get our soil ready for what we're going to start seeds in. Okay, so I actually had filled up this tray with soil a week ago when I thought I was going to start my tomato seeds, and it didn't happen. So the soil was still here. So I pre-moistened the soil again so that we can get started. And I already have all my labels done. So I did that last night. So again, just trying to be as efficient as possible. Do I do that all the time? I don't. But last night I was home, obviously, and not in the tunnel. And it was at night I was kind of going through my plan of what I wanted to plant today. And since I had the labels there, I said, let me go ahead and make the labels. And that way that will be done. So I bought my little bag down here of things that we're going to start seeds on today. These are all our tomato seeds, and then we're also going to start the beginning of our flower seeds. So I'm going to do some marigolds and I'm going to do some China aster, but first we're going to do the tomatoes first because those are the ones that are more time sensitive. So I have all of my supplies here, and if you didn't see my video on how I organized when I was going to start my seeds, like literally I'm starting seeds every week, but I'm doing it according to how many weeks before the last frost date, depending on what that particular crop is. So with my peppers, I started them 8 weeks before. I will do a succession of peppers. I will do a succession of tomatoes. But this is the first round of tomatoes. And you see I have them all just kind of split up here. I have paste tomato, slicing tomato, and then cherry tomato. So, and I have all of my labels here. So, got our soil, got our labels. And we're also going to do some lettuce today too. I'm being real ambitious, but that is what's on the docket. So let me go ahead and put my labels where I want them in terms of what we're starting. I also have my crop plan here in terms, and I showed you this on the last video. I showed you my crop plan. So I'm just going to refer to that here. And that way I know how many of each one. So I have my plan for the tunnel here, and I have my plan for the in-ground garden here. So it tells me how many of each one I need to plant, and I'm sure I'll have to have another tray of this. But let's go ahead and get tray 1 started for what we need and go from there. So this is a 72 cell air pruning tray from Bootstrap Farmer. Let me see if I can bring you closer. Maybe that was better the way it was. Yep, so that's this is a 72 cell air pruning tray from Bootstrap Farmer. So I have 12 rows of 6 if I'm going that way. So I think I will do a row of 12 and 6 different varieties. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because on a lot of these I need 10, 10, 10. And so I'll just do 12 to make it simple. And of course, if something doesn't germinate and all of that. So I think that's what we will do. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started. So let's start with, we're going to do, let me think about that. I normally do. Yeah, because I'm normally doing it this way. And this time, if I do 12, I'm going to be doing it that way. So let me just think about how I want to do that. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I think that is what we will do. So we're going to do 12 Dr. Witchies. 12 Sakura, which is a hybrid for the greenhouse. I'm looking at all of my labels. And the only reason I'm being a little bit particular is because, again, I have limited time. So for some reason I don't get them all done today, then I at least want the ones started that are like really, really pressing, if that makes sense. And then I can start more tomorrow. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, we have our 6 to start off with. And we're going to do 12 of each, because for most of these, I put on here 10 a piece. So we'll just go ahead and do 12 so that we have extra. So I'm doing, in the first row, 12 Dr. Witchy's, Sakura, Salvatore Select, which is a paste tomato, the Rebelski, which is another greenhouse production tomato. So the Sakura is a hybrid greenhouse production, and it's more of a cherry tomato. Like I said, the Salvatore Select is a paste tomato. I did it last year, loved it, it's great. And the Salvatore Select I got from, because you can only find it like in one place. What is the name of that company? I don't remember. If I remember, I'll put it up here at the top, because it'll come to me. The Rebelski is another slicing tomato that's greenhouse production. The Opaca is another paste tomato that I did last year that I love. And the Opaca and Salvatore Select both come from the same place. And then the last one is the Amish paste. The Amish paste, again, was another paste tomato that I did last year that was new to me, that I loved. So my main paste tomatoes are Amish paste, Opaca, Salvatore Select. And so that's what I'm doing. So we got our labels. We have our soil moistened. Let me put my labels, the rest of my labels there. And since most of these, and so the first one is Dr. Witchy's, which is a slicing tomato. That's my first time doing Dr. Witchy's. It's a yellow tomato. The description sounded so good, so I was like, yes, I'm all about it. Here's what it looks like. Don't that look heavenly? That looks great. I'm thinking that'll be good on a sandwich. That'll be good, pretty in a salad. Salsa. I mean, I like colors and all that. Let me tell you what it says. It says a 1 pound glowing tangerine orange fruit is solid and smooth textured, tropical, sweet taste, heavy yields, and productive. Let's see if Dr. Witchy can live up to its name. And let's see if I have at least 12 seeds in here. That's the one thing about Baker Creek that, well, I'm not going to say that I don't like. I like Jummy's better because they tell you the germination rate. Baker's Creek doesn't do that. But this is just 1 pack. I only bought 1 pack to try. So let us, I'm going to do 1 seed a piece. And let's see what I have left over. Let me know in the comments if you have tried Dr. Witchy's, if it was a great producer for you, and if you like the way it tastes. Like, we need the trifecta, right? We need easy to grow, we need high yield, and we want it to taste good. That's what we want. That is what we want. And it looks like I may be 1 seed short. Let me see if I can get 1 more seed out of here. Oh, there's 2 like hanging down at the bottom. Only 1 pack to try it. So now we just have to tear it up. There's only 2 seeds left. So it must have been like only maybe, I don't know, 15 seeds in this pack. Okay, we're going to see what happens. That's the end of Dr. Witchy. I only bought 1 pack to try it out. Okay, so the next one is Sakura. That is a cherry tomato, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go to the cherry tomato. And again, these cases, they are 4x6. It's a photo case that you can get from Michael's and Hobby Lobby. And it comes like in a craft box. There's, I think, 16 that come in there, but it's the perfect way to store seeds. And I've talked about it on several videos in case you have not seen. So let's find our Sakura. But it makes it easy to come out to the tunnel and just bring this instead of bringing the whole case, or fumbling through your a bag of seeds like a Walmart bag trying to find the seeds you have. No, we gotta be better organized than that. Okay, here's the Sakura. And I like that they're organized by cherry, slicing, and paste. My daughter did that for me. Well, she executed. I told her I wanted it like that, and she made the labels and separated them for me. So, okay. Well, the Sakura, I'm looking, I'm like, it says 15 seeds are in here. I'm like, man, are there 15 seeds? I can barely see them. They're small. Okay. Oh, they are tiny. Look at that. The one I just planted, which one was that? The Dr. Witchy's, it was a little bit bigger. But look how small that is. That's small. That's tiny. Okay, this says I have 15. So I'm going to have to do one per thing and hope for the best. Let's see what the germination rate on it, because these are from Johnny's. This germination rate is 95%. So we are going to hope for the, oh Lord, 4 just came out at one time. We don't need that. Okay, there's 2 for that one. We'll just keep that the way it is. These are really, really, really small. Really small. Let's see if we got enough to make it down the row. A couple of them are dropping too. That's fine. I'll let it be. I'm not going to try to keep this pack with just one seed in it. And the only reason I bought one is because I'm trying to try it out, and these seeds are expensive. So the hybrid greenhouse specific production seeds are way more expensive than just a regular $3 pack of seeds. So that's done. But I got a whole row. So let's just say if 10 of them germinate and I get loads and loads and loads and loads of cherry tomatoes from them, then I don't know, this one packet might have been 10 bucks or something like that. Then you can see that the cost, it's not going to even matter. It matters on the front end when you're buying it, because you don't know, because you're used to paying $3 or $4 for a pack of seeds, and then you don't know what you're going to get. But if it yields the way that it's supposed to, or the way that I think it does, then the $10 will be for naught, right? We're going to see. That's why I'm trying it out, and that's why I only bought one. So, and I'm going to let you know how I try it out, so that way, if you don't want to go spend your $10, let me spend mine. You can watch me, and if it works, then you can go spend your $10. Okay, the next one is Salvatierra Select. Look up that one to see if you like it. I don't think this one comes with a, does it come with a picture? Yeah, it does come with a picture. Let me show you what it looks like. Oh, it's on the name of the thing. I got these from Seed Savers. Let me show you. Seed Savers Exchange. That's it right there. So you can see like the oblong shape. It's a great, great, great paste tomato. Meaty. And so if you're making a lot of sauces, tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, ketchup, barbecue sauce, you want paste tomatoes, because it's a much easier. Not that you can't make those sauces with slicing tomatoes and cherry tomatoes, but it's just going to be really watery and runny and just more work on your part. So let's do Salvatore Select in our third row. These are bigger. These are like the size of the first ones that I did. And these are actually seeds from last year. So I may just go ahead and do 2. I got 3 packs left, so I'm not as concerned that I only have 1 pack. And because they are from last year, I'll go ahead and do 2 just to help with germination. Okay. That's done. The next one is the Rebelski. I'll go ahead and take out the Amish paste one. Okay, so the Rebelski, again, is a slicing tomato, and it's a hybrid greenhouse. The germination rate on this one is 95%. I only bought 1 pack. So let us see what we get. These are tiny too, y'all. You see how tiny that is? That's tiny. It says 15 seeds minimum. Let me just make sure I'm going in the right spot. We're gonna try 1 seed per thing. Y'all let me know if you tried any of these greenhouse production ones if you have a high tunnel. I can tell this temperature is starting to change because now it's getting much cooler in the tunnel than it was earlier today. Okay. Let's see if there's anything left. 2 more. We'll double seed if they both come up. That is fantastic. Okay, so I'm putting all my little discarded seeds there. Okay, so we got that done. The next one is the alpaca. This is also what it looks like. This is from Seed Savers Exchange as well. It's another paste tomato. It did really, really, really well. I had both the alpaca and the Salvatierra Select out in the in-ground garden. And that's where they will go again. They produced up until like September. Okay. And see, these seeds are bigger. Okay, so now we're going to do that in row 5. Yep, row 5. Okay, y'all, so we got the tomato seeds done, just this one tray. I'm gonna have to do more tomorrow because I'm running out of time, but at least we got 72 seeds started. So the last row was the Amish paste. I went ahead and put that in. I covered it with a little bit of soil. I moistened it again, so it's ready to go in the house with the humidity dome on the heat mat. So the next thing we're gonna do is up pot our peppers. Let me show you. These are the peppers that I showed you the other day that have been in the house. We started seeds in the 6 cell tray. You can see how they're doing. They're looking good. And I want to go ahead and up pot the eggplant and the peppers definitely, because you can already see we have roots and stuff. You can see that there. And so we want to go ahead and get those up potted. Now, when it comes to up potting my tomatoes and peppers, eventually they're going to end up in one of these, which is a 5-inch pot. Because I'm concerned about space, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to up pot twice, just because I don't have enough space. So they're going to go here first in the 2.5-inch pots, and then eventually I will go from this to this. Because even this is not going to be big enough to last for the next 6 weeks as it continues to grow. But for today, we're going to up pot in these, and then that'll give us a few more weeks, a little bit more time, and then we'll eventually go to this. But if you have the space, then I would just go to this. That way you just save a step and you don't have to up pot again. But that's not where we are, so we're going to just do what we can do. Okay, so let me bring this over. These are the 2.5-inch pots that we're going to up pot into. So we're going to fill these up with soil right quick and see if we can get this done before it gets too dark. Okay, as I was doing that, I just realized that's not what I was supposed to be doing. I mean, I wasn't supposed to be filling it up to the top because obviously I'm up potting it. So what I'll do, I did half of these already. So we're just going to fill it up like maybe a quarter of the way there. We are going to take, okay, so we're going to take a little bit here, and then we're going to up pot into these. That's what happens when you rush, because I don't know why I filled these up to the top. I wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, so let me see how I can fix this relatively quickly. Because I only need a little soil, and then I need to cover it with soil is what I need to do. So let's redistribute the soil. Let's start there. Okay. And then these are, let me see what kind of peppers these are. These are red bell peppers. So let's take one of these out and see how easy it is. I purposely didn't water these today because I didn't want it to be, see, and they're still kind of damp. I tell you what, let's start with the eggplant because the eggplant is not nearly as moist. I didn't wet them because I knew that I was going to up pot them, because you want the soil to kind of just be dry because it's easier to handle that way. So let's start here. This is eggplant. You can see that we already have some roots growing. So let me put that here. And let's see. Nice. So we're going to plop one of these. It's like you never have enough space. Okay. Okay. See, I need to really push it from the top. These are the reasons why the plug trays sometimes can be a bit of a challenge. Like, look at that one. That's a good one. You can see there how that looks. Possible. So I'm just going to add more soil to these so that it's all filled in, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, y'all, I'm near the end of the up potting. This is pretty much going to be the whole tray. Overall, the roots look really good, as I showed you before. I'm just putting it in there with a little bit of soil and then covering up to the top with soil, and then I will water it, the new soil in. And then on one of my waterings this week, I'll actually water it with some fish emulsion just to kind of give it some fertilization. And with the eggplant, the eggplant won't have to be up potted twice, just the peppers and the tomatoes. They usually get the big long roots. The eggplant, I think, should be fine to stay in here. We'll see and go out. I haven't done eggplant from seed before. This is my first time. The last time I direct sowed it, if I'm not mistaken. So we're almost done with that, and we'll have to pick up the next time we're in the tunnel. We'll have to pick up where we left off. Let me finish this up. And then, of course, I didn't get to the peppers. So I'm going to take those back in the house because you don't want your peppers or tomatoes below 55 degrees. That's when you know you can plant them out, but I don't want to leave them in the greenhouse because I don't know what the temperature's supposed to be tonight. But it's already cool in here. It's like 54 in the tunnel. So that means it's probably 54 outside. So we're hurrying up so we can go inside, get the tomatoes on a heat mat so they can get all warm and cozy and be in the perfect environment for them to do their thing. Because we want them to do their thing, don't we? We do. So is that all the tomatoes? Absolutely not. We got way more to start, but we'll have to do that the next time we're in the tunnel, which is hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Okay, so let me show you. We have this whole tray of eggplant that we up potted. So we went from these, if I had to guess, it's probably 1 inch or whatever, to the 2.5 inch pots. So let me show you. They're all up potted into these bigger pots. I'll take them back in the house so they can stay warm, and then we'll do the rest, like I said, the next time we're in the tunnel. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 rows, 24. We ended up with 25. I think there was 2 and I split 1, so I got 25. 25, and these are all the fairy tale eggplant. It's a hybrid from Johnny's. It's a very, if you have not seen it, look it up. It's a very, very, very pretty color. It's like a pinkish, purplish striped eggplant. It's like a mini eggplant. So I am doing these to sale. And so let me add a little bit more there. And if not, if you're like me, you buy with your eyes, right? Then you hope it tastes good. But if it looks good, then you're all about it. At least I do. I don't know how you buying and spending your coins, but that's what I'm doing. I like for things to look good, smell good, taste good, all the goods. Okay, so temperature is dropping, sun is dropping. That means I am about to drop off. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I feel like we didn't get a lot accomplished on this video, but we got something accomplished. And you know what? Every little bit counts. So we have 72 tomato seeds, and then we up potted 25 of our fairy tale eggplants. So now I got to load this up in the car and take it back to the house. That's the not so fun part about gardening, when you're in transition and in season, starting seeds, but they can't be out in the tunnel, all the things. So I got this to take, and then all the peppers I brought out here because I thought I was going to up pot them, but it's okay. It happens. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel. Remember, this is all a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.